Imagine waking up each day feeling clear, calm, and strong. Now, think of the habits that hold you back from living your fullest potential. Sometimes, unknowingly, we develop habits that slowly weaken our minds and cloud our peace. In today's video, we will explore 10 habits that make you mentally weak and how to break free from them. Habit number 1. Dwelling on the past. Have you ever found yourself thinking over and over about something that happened in the past? Maybe it was a mistake you made, an argument you had, or something you wish you could change. While it's natural to reflect on the past, dwelling on it too much can make our minds weak and filled with unnecessary suffering. In Buddhism, we learn that living in the past steals our peace and keeps us from growing. When we constantly think about past events, especially negative ones, we carry that mental weight with us. Buddha taught, do not dwell in the past, do not dream of the future, concentrate the mind on the present moment. Dwelling on the past means we are no longer living in the present, the only time we can truly control. The more we focus on what happened before, the less energy we have to face the challenges of today. For example, if you keep thinking about a mistake you made, you might start to believe that you are a failure. This negative belief weakens your confidence and keeps you stuck in the past. Buddha's wisdom reminds us that we cannot change the past, no matter how much we dwell on it. He said the past is already gone, the future is not yet here, and the present is the only moment you have. When we dwell on painful memories, we relive the emotions from those moments, even though they are long gone. This creates unnecessary suffering. Imagine you were hurt by someone in the past. If you keep thinking about the hurt over and over, it's like you're drinking poison and expecting the other person to suffer. When we keep reliving past pain, we are only hurting ourselves, not the people who may have wronged us. When we focus too much on past mistakes, we begin to believe we are defined by them. This makes our minds weak and prevents us from moving forward. The Buddha taught, no matter how hard the past, you can always begin again. Every day is a new opportunity to grow and change. So how to stop dwelling on the past? 1. Focus on the present moment. The first step is to bring your attention back to the present. Instead of thinking about what happened yesterday, focus on what's happening right now. Take a deep breath and notice your surroundings. What can you hear, see, or feel in this very moment? This practice, known as mindfulness, helps you shift away from past thoughts and live more fully in the now. Let go of regret and guilt. Regret and guilt often tie us to the past. Holding on to regret doesn't change the past, but it causes pain in the present. Understand that mistakes are a part of life. Instead of beating yourself up, learn from them and move forward with compassion. 3. Practice forgiveness. To free your mind from the past, forgiveness is key. This doesn't mean you forget what happened or condone any wrongdoing, but it's about releasing the grip of anger and resentment. When you forgive, you stop letting the past control you. 4. Embrace change. Life is constantly changing, and so are we. Holding on to the past prevents us from accepting the flow of life. Understand that change is natural and each new moment brings fresh opportunities to grow and improve. Having a negative mindset. A negative mindset can weigh heavily on our hearts and minds, making us feel weak and stuck. In Buddhism, we learn that our thoughts shape our reality. When we focus on negativity, we fill our minds with unnecessary suffering. But just as a cloud may block the sunlight, our negative thoughts can cloud our minds, making it difficult to see the beauty of life. When we let negativity take control, we often feel helpless, frustrated, or angry. This makes our minds weak. Buddha taught, what we think, we become. If we constantly think about what is wrong, we attract more thoughts that reinforce our worries, doubts, and fears. For example, if we constantly think, I can't do this, our mind becomes convinced that we are incapable. We focus on our limitations instead of our strengths. This negative thinking creates a cycle of suffering. Every time we think something negative, it adds a weight to our mind. Eventually, we carry so many burdens of negativity that we feel like we cannot move forward. Buddha once said, holding on to anger is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. This shows us that our negative thoughts hurt us more than anyone else. They make us mentally weak. The good news is that we have the power to change our thoughts. Buddhism teaches us the importance of mindfulness, the practice of being aware of our thoughts without judgment. By observing our negative thoughts, we can stop them before they take over. A simple way to start is to ask yourself, is this thought helping me? If the answer is no, let it go. Buddha taught, you will not be punished for your anger, you will be punished by your anger. This means that holding on to negative thoughts only hurts us in the long run. Instead of focusing on what's wrong, try to focus on what is good in your life. This can be very simple, like being thankful for a moment of peace or the kindness of a friend. By focusing on the present moment and what is good around you, you start to break free from the grip of negativity. Another way to overcome a negative mindset is to practice compassion, both for others and for ourselves. When we are kind to ourselves, we stop being so harsh and critical. Buddha taught, you yourself, as much as anybody in the entire universe, deserve your love and affection. By treating ourselves with compassion, we make our minds stronger and more peaceful. Overcoming a negative mindset takes time. It doesn't happen overnight, but every small step counts. Buddha reminded us a jug fills drop by drop. Patience and consistent practice will lead you to a clearer, stronger mind, letting your emotions rule you. When we let our emotions control us, we lose our ability to think clearly and make wise choices. For example, when anger takes over, we might say hurtful things or act impulsively. Later, we regret it, but the damage is already done. Holding on to strong emotions like anger, fear, or sadness doesn't only affect how we feel in the moment. It also weakens our mental clarity and peace. Emotions are powerful, but when we let them control us, they can take us on a roller coaster ride. One minute we feel happy, and the next minute, sadness or anger comes rushing in. This unpredictability weakens our mental strength. Buddha taught us, the mind is everything. What you think, you become. If we allow our emotions to dominate our thoughts, they shape who we are, and we become a slave to them. For example, if you let jealousy control you, you might compare yourself to others and feel inadequate. Or if fear rules your mind, you may avoid opportunities because you're afraid of failing. These emotions limit your potential and keep you from growing. Buddha's wisdom reminds us that you cannot travel the path until you have become the path itself. This means that only by learning to control our emotions can we walk the path of inner peace and wisdom. The first step in controlling your emotions is to become aware of them. When you feel anger or fear arising, pause and notice what you are feeling. By becoming mindful of your emotions, you can stop them from taking control. Simply observing your emotions without reacting can help you regain balance. When emotions are strong, it's easy to react impulsively. But instead of reacting, take a moment to breathe deeply and step back. This gives you time to reflect before you act. By stepping back and not letting emotions control your actions, you protect yourself from unnecessary suffering. When negative emotions take over, try to shift your focus to something positive. For example, when fear rises, focus on your strengths and abilities. When anger appears, think about something or someone that brings you peace. By not letting emotions rule you, you can build a calm, clear, and strong mind. This allows you to face life's challenges with wisdom and patience. When you control your emotions, you regain power over your thoughts and actions, and you can make decisions that bring you peace, not regret. Habit number 4, struggling to express yourself. Have you ever been in a situation where you wanted to say something but felt blocked? nervous, or unsure. Struggling to express yourself is something many people face, and it can create tension in the mind, leaving you feeling mentally weak. In Buddhism, the path to strength and peace starts with understanding ourselves. If we don't know ourselves, we can't truly express ourselves. And if we can't express ourselves, we carry confusion and tension in our minds, which holds us back. Let's explore how struggling to express yourself weakens your mind, and how you can change this by getting to know yourself better. When you struggle to express your thoughts, emotions, or desires, it creates an inner conflict. You feel a tension between what you want to say and what you actually say. This can cause stress, confusion, and a lack of clarity. If your thoughts are blocked and you're unable to express them, your mind becomes clouded, making it harder to make good decisions or move forward in life. For example, let's say you're upset about something, but you don't speak up. You hold everything inside, and over time the frustration grows. This unresolved emotion creates mental clutter, distracting you from peace and clarity. By not expressing yourself, you're allowing the emotions to control you, leading to mental weakness. But why do we struggle to express ourselves? The answer often lies in not truly knowing who we are. To express yourself clearly, you must first know yourself. If you don't understand your own thoughts and feelings, how can you share them with others? This is why so many of us struggle with self-expression, because we haven't taken the time to really reflect on who we are and what we feel. So how to stop struggling to express yourself? 1. Start with self-reflection. The first step in expressing yourself is to know yourself. Spend time reflecting on your thoughts, emotions, and desires. By reflecting on your inner world, you begin to understand the root of your feelings. Journaling, meditation, or simply taking quiet moments throughout the day to check in with yourself can help you gain this clarity. 2. Be honest with yourself. Often we struggle to express ourselves because we are afraid of what others might think, or because we aren't honest about what we feel. Buddha's wisdom reminds us, 3 things cannot be long hidden: the sun, the moon, and the truth. The truth about who we are will eventually come out. So it's better to understand it and express it openly. Being honest with yourself about your feelings, desires, and beliefs will give you the clarity to express them to others. 3. Cultivate patience. Knowing yourself takes time. Don't rush the process of self-discovery. Buddha taught, a jug fills drop by drop. Each moment of self-reflection, each mindful breath, helps you build a deeper understanding of who you are. Be patient with yourself and trust that your ability to express yourself will grow as you become more aware of your true self. When you begin to understand yourself, your mind becomes clear and expressing yourself becomes natural. You'll no longer feel weighed down by confusion or fear. Instead, you'll speak from a place of calm, confidence, and truth. Buddha said, the only real failure in life is not to be true to what you believe. By expressing yourself authentically, you are being true to yourself, and this strengthens your mind. Worrying all the time. Do you often find yourself worrying about things that might happen in the future, or things that are out of your control? Worrying is a natural part of being human, but when it becomes excessive, it can weaken your mind and hold you back. Buddha's teachings offer us a way to break free from worry, gain clarity, and regain control over our thoughts. Let's explore how worrying all the time weakens your mind and how you can find peace by letting go of unnecessary fear. When we worry, we are not in the present moment. We are trapped in thoughts about things that haven't happened yet, or we are replaying past events that we can't change. Worrying pulls us away from living in the here and now, which weakens our ability to focus and enjoy life. Worrying also takes away our energy. Buddha taught, what we think, we become. If you're constantly thinking about things that might go wrong, your mind becomes tired and scattered. Your thoughts become filled with fear. And instead of using your energy for positive action, You waste it on things that don't matter in the grand scheme of things. Imagine you're worried about a meeting tomorrow. Instead of preparing calmly, you might lose sleep or waste your day stressing, when in reality, worrying doesn't change the outcome at all. Excessive worrying can also lead to paralysis. Worrying so much about a decision or action can prevent you from making a choice at all. This fear of making a mistake can stop you from moving forward. Instead of taking action and learning from your experiences, you stay stuck in your worries, unable to grow or make progress. Worrying all the time weakens us because it breaks our focus. When we worry, we're not paying attention to what's important. Our energy is scattered and we feel anxious instead of peaceful. Worry drains us mentally and emotionally. Buddha said, "Nothing can harm you as much as your own thoughts unguarded." This is a reminder that our thoughts, when left unchecked, can make us weak. Worrying about things that are not even real or certain takes away our mental strength, leaving us feeling weak and exhausted. Excessive worry also prevents us from taking action. When we spend too much time imagining the worst possible outcomes, we stop ourselves from making decisions and moving forward. It's like trying to move forward while dragging a heavy weight behind you. The more you worry, the heavier that weight becomes until you feel stuck. So how to stop worrying all the time? 1. Focus on the present. The key to overcoming worry is focusing on the present moment. When you focus on what you can do right now, the future seems less daunting. Rather than worrying about things you cannot control, ask yourself, what can I do in this moment? Redirect your attention to the task at hand and the worry will start to fade. 2. Understand that worrying doesn't change anything. Worrying is like sitting in a boat, rowing in circles without moving forward. Worrying about something that might happen doesn't change anything. What you can control is your action. Instead of wasting energy on worry, focus on what you can do now to prepare or improve the situation. 3. Take action instead of overthinking. Sometimes, worry leads to paralysis. When you are stuck in your head, overthinking every possible outcome, it becomes hard to act. Buddha taught, the path is the goal. This means that taking one step forward, no matter how small, is the way to find clarity and peace. When you take action, you break the cycle of worry. Even small steps forward will help you feel less overwhelmed. When you stop worrying, you regain control over your thoughts and emotions. Your mind becomes clear and focused, and you can use your energy for positive actions. By letting go of worry, you give yourself the freedom to live in the moment, to be kind to yourself, and to move forward with confidence. Staying in comfort zone. Staying in your comfort zone for too long can actually make you mentally weak. When you avoid challenges, you miss out on valuable opportunities to learn and grow. Buddhism teaches us that real growth and strength come from stepping outside of our comfort zone, even when it feels uncomfortable. When we stay in our comfort zone, we limit our potential. We avoid the difficulties and challenges that help us learn, grow, and develop resilience. By avoiding discomfort, we miss opportunities to discover our true strength. Think about this. When you avoid a difficult situation, you don't learn how to handle it. Imagine someone who is afraid of public speaking and avoids it for years. They will never learn the skills or gain the confidence needed to speak in front of others. If you think you can't handle challenges, you limit yourself. But if you choose to face discomfort, you open the door to growth. Mentally weak people often avoid challenges because they fear failure or discomfort. They stay within their comfort zone, where everything feels safe and predictable. However, by doing this, they miss out on chances to learn and grow as individuals. For example, someone who always sticks to a job they're comfortable with may never take on new responsibilities or learn new skills. They might feel secure, but they're also staying stagnant. In other words, avoiding challenges might feel safe, but it stops you from discovering who you truly are and what you're capable of achieving. When you stay in your comfort zone, you may feel calm, But that calmness is often just an illusion. In reality, you are not growing or expanding your potential. You're stuck in a mental loop that keeps you from experiencing life's true richness and opportunities. Now the question is, how you can stop staying in your comfort zone. Embrace change as part of life. Buddha taught nothing is permanent, everything changes. Change is inevitable, and it is through change that we grow. To step out of your comfort zone, start by accepting that change is a natural part of life. Instead of resisting new experiences, try to welcome them. Each challenge you face is an opportunity to learn something new about yourself. 2. Take small steps outside your comfort zone. You don't have to take giant leaps right away. Start with small steps. If you are afraid of speaking in public, start by speaking to a friend or in a small group. Gradually, as you face these small challenges, your confidence will grow and you'll find yourself more capable of handling bigger ones. 3. Learn from failure. Buddha's teachings show us that failure is not something to fear, but something to learn from. When you step outside your comfort zone, you might fail, but that doesn't make you weak. It's through failure that we learn our greatest lessons. Embrace failure as a part of the journey and use it as fuel to improve. 4. Seek opportunities for growth. Don't wait for challenges to come to you. Seek them out. Take on new responsibilities, learn new skills, or try something that scares you. When you seek out growth, you are ready to learn, and life will offer you the lessons you need. When you leave your comfort zone, you begin to build mental strength. You start to realize that you are capable of handling difficult situations, and this confidence grows with every new challenge. By stepping out of your comfort zone, you show yourself love by believing in your ability to grow, learn, and overcome challenges. Each challenge you face and overcome makes you stronger. It builds resilience and mental toughness. You stop fearing discomfort and begin to see it as an opportunity to evolve. Instead of staying in a bubble of safety, you expand your potential and increase your strength. The path to growth is not always easy, but it is always worth it. Choose to step forward and you'll find the mental strength to face whatever life has to offer. Dreaming too much and not acting enough. We all have dreams, visions of what we want to achieve, where we want to go, or who we want to become. Dreams can inspire and guide us, but when we dream too much and don't take enough action, we weaken our mind and hold ourselves back. In Buddhism, we learn that dreams are important, but they need to be paired with the right actions to bring them to life. Dreaming is a powerful tool for inspiration. However, if you only dream but never act, your mind remains in a state of constant desire without fulfillment. This creates frustration and mental weakness. For example, imagine you dream of running your own business, but every day you just think about it without taking any action. You may get excited and motivated, but after a while, the dream becomes distant and unachievable. Without action, your dream stays a thought in your mind rather than becoming something real. In this state, we end up feeling lost and discouraged. Dreaming without action can make us mentally weak because it creates a gap between where we are and where we want to be. The more we focus on the dream, without moving toward it, the greater the gap, which can leave us feeling overwhelmed and defeated. Someone may dream of becoming a great musician, but never practices, hoping that one day, magically, he will be able to play perfectly. Or someone might dream of traveling the world, but never saves any money or plans a trip. Without action, these dreams remain stagnant, and we miss out on the lessons and growth that come from doing the work. If we only focus on dreams without acting, we forget to take advantage of the present moment, where the power to change lies. When we dream too much and don't act, we also fail to build the resilience and skills needed to achieve our goals. Buddha taught, "The way is not in the sky, the way is in the heart." The action required to make our dreams come true comes from within. When we act, we grow, and through growth, we become stronger and more capable. So how you can stop dreaming too much? and start acting. 1. Embrace the present moment. Instead of getting lost in endless dreaming, focus on the actions you can take today. Buddha taught us to concentrate on the present, not to get caught up in the future. If your dream feels overwhelming, break it down into manageable tasks. By acting in the present, you bring your dreams closer to reality. 2. Make a plan and stay committed. Make your dreams a part of your daily life. Set clear goals, make a plan, and commit to taking consistent action. Even on days when you don't feel motivated, remember that action, no matter how small, is the key to turning your dreams into reality. 3. Learn from each step. Action isn't just about reaching the end goal. Every step along the way teaches us something new. As you take action, you'll learn and grow. Sometimes you'll face setbacks, but these are just opportunities to learn and become stronger. Each challenge will prepare you for the next step. When we move from dreaming to doing, we stop feeling stuck and begin to feel empowered. We realize that the strength to create change is in our hands. Consistent action, no matter how small, is what brings results. And through persistence, we transform our dreams into something real. As we see, dreaming without action weakens the mind and prevents us from growing. So, to create the life we want, we must move from simply dreaming to actively working toward our goals. Take small steps, stay committed, and embrace the present moment. Through action, you will transform your dreams into reality and discover the strength that comes from growth. Constantly waiting for the right moment. When we constantly wait for the right moment, we put our lives on hold. We spend our time thinking about when things will be perfect instead of acting in the present. If you keep thinking, "I'll start when the time is right," you're not living in the present moment. Instead, you're stuck in a cycle of inaction, waiting for a moment that may never come. Think about this. Imagine you want to learn a new skill, like playing the guitar. If you wait for the perfect moment to start, you might wait 4 months or even years. But during that time, you're not growing or learning. Waiting keeps you stuck in the same place. Every day you wait, you lose an opportunity to act and learn. Waiting too long also creates doubts. You start questioning yourself. Am I ready? Is this the right time? This constant self-doubt can make your mind weak and indecisive. Waiting for the right moment often feels like you're being careful, but in reality, it keeps you stagnant. It's as if you're waiting for the perfect wave to surf. But the more you wait, the further away the wave gets. When you keep putting off action, you miss out on chances to grow and improve. Here are some ways to stop waiting for the right moment. 1. Start now, no matter how small. Don't wait for everything to be perfect. If you want to write a book, start by writing 1 page today. If you want to learn a new skill, practice for 15 minutes. Every small action moves you closer to your goal. 2. Embrace imperfection. The right moment doesn't exist because perfection is an illusion. Instead of waiting for everything to be perfect, embrace imperfection. Take action even if it feels messy or uncertain. The key is to start and learn as you go. 3. Let go of fear. Often, we wait because we fear failure. Buddha's wisdom reminds us the only real failure in life is not to be true to what you believe. Failure is not the end. It is a part of the learning process. Stop waiting for fear to go away. Take the first step anyway and trust that you will learn and grow from every experience. In taking action, you stop being weak and start becoming strong. Action creates momentum, and momentum leads to growth. You'll find that once you take the first step, the next step is easier. The more you act, the stronger your mind and spirit will become. Blaming others. It's easy to blame others when things don't go the way we want. When life becomes difficult or when things go wrong, we often look for someone or something to blame. We point fingers at others, at circumstances, or even at the world, hoping that by doing so we can feel better. When we blame others, we give away our power. Instead of focusing on how we can improve, we become stuck in the story of who wronged us. This often takes away our energy and focus, and we end up feeling helpless and mentally weak. Imagine that someone cuts you off in traffic. You might get angry and blame them for ruining your day. But by focusing all your energy on blaming, you're not only wasting time and energy, but also allowing someone else's actions to control how you feel. Blaming also stops us from learning. If we keep blaming others, we stay stuck in a cycle of negativity, where we see ourselves as victims rather than as powerful creators of our own experiences. Instead of looking for solutions or learning from our experiences, we remain trapped in anger or resentment. Blaming others can have serious consequences for our mental and emotional well-being. When we constantly blame others, we lose control of our own thoughts and actions. We may become bitter, defensive, or unhappy, and this harms our relationships with others. Blame also keeps us stuck in the past. We may continue to replay past events in our minds, holding on to resentment or regret. Buddha's wisdom teaches us to let go of the past and focus on the present moment. When we blame others, we stay trapped in the past, unable to move forward with our lives. So how to stop blaming others and take responsibility? 1. Accept responsibility. When you stop blaming others and take responsibility for your own actions and reactions, you regain your power. It's important to recognize that while you can't control what others do, you can control how you respond. If you find yourself blaming someone, pause and ask yourself, what can I learn from this situation? Taking responsibility empowers you to move forward and grow. Instead of blaming, focus on what you can do to improve your situation. By shifting your attention from blaming others to finding solutions, you open yourself up to growth and learning. If something goes wrong, ask yourself, what can I do better next time? This mindset helps you take charge of your life, prevents you from being stuck in blame. 3. Practice compassion. Buddha's teachings emphasize compassion, both for yourself and for others. May all beings be happy. May all beings be free from suffering. Instead of blaming someone for their mistakes, try to understand them. Everyone makes mistakes, and everyone has their own struggles. By practicing compassion, you free yourself from the mental chains of blame and anger. By changing the way you think, by choosing not to blame others, you change your experience of the world. You shift from a mindset of weakness and victimhood to one of strength and empowerment. Responsibility gives you the mental clarity to solve problems, to move forward, and to grow. Being around negative people. We all know that the people we spend time with can influence how we feel and think. But did you know that being around negative people can actually weaken your mind? It's easy to become absorbed by their energy and start seeing the world through their negative lens. Buddha's teachings help us understand why this happens, and more importantly, how we can protect ourselves from the harmful effects of negativity in others. When we are constantly surrounded by negative people, their thoughts, words, and behavior start to affect us. If we spend too much time with negative people, their pessimism becomes a part of our own thinking. We begin to absorb their bad moods, complaints, and judgments. Imagine being around someone who constantly complains about everything: the weather, their job, the people around them. Over time, you might find yourself starting to complain too, even about things you never noticed before. Buddha said, "You are what you think. All that you are arises from your thoughts. With your thoughts, you make the world." If you allow negativity to fill your mind, your reality becomes negative. Your thoughts begin to mirror the negativity around you, and it becomes harder to maintain a positive, peaceful mindset. Spending time with negative people can also cause stress and drain your energy. Constant exposure to negativity can cause mental fatigue, cloud your judgment, and even lead to feelings of hopelessness. It's like trying to stay calm in a storm. The longer you stay in it, the harder it becomes to find peace. Buddha said, "If you do not change direction, you may end up where you are heading." When we surround ourselves with negative influences, we stop growing. We stop looking for solutions, and instead, we get stuck in the negativity of the people around us. This keeps us from seeing opportunities and making the changes we need in our lives. Here are some ways to avoid being around negative people. 1. Choose your environment wisely. It's essential to surround yourself with people who encourage and inspire you. If you are around people who constantly bring you down, it's okay to distance yourself. You don't have to cut them off completely, but limit the time you spend with them. Spend more time with those who make you feel positive, energized, and motivated. 2. Set boundaries. It's important to set healthy emotional boundaries with negative people. If someone is being constantly negative, it's okay to calmly let them know that you don't want to engage in that kind of conversation. You can say, "I understand how you feel, but I prefer to focus on finding solutions instead of just talking about the problems." 3. Practice self-awareness. The more you practice mindfulness, the easier it will be to stay grounded, even around negativity. Buddha encouraged self-reflection and self-awareness to stay connected to inner peace. If you become aware of how you're feeling in any situation, you can choose to protect your peace. If someone's negativity is affecting you, take a deep breath, center yourself, and choose to remain calm. 4. Engage in positive activities. Surround yourself with activities, hobbies, and practices that lift your spirit. If you fill your life with positive, enriching activities, whether it's exercise, reading, meditation, or spending time with supportive people, you create a strong mental shield against negativity. When we free ourselves from the constant influence of negative people, we create space for mental strength, clarity, and peace. By choosing to surround ourselves with uplifting, positive people and focusing on our own well-being, we can protect our mind from being weakened by negativity. The strength to protect your mind and spirit lies within you, and it's a matter of choosing what you allow into your life. Choose to love and protect yourself by creating a positive, supportive environment where your mind can thrive. Thank you for watching. Remember, true strength comes from within. And by breaking free from these 10 habits, you can create a peaceful, empowered mind. Let go of negativity, stop dwelling on the past, and take action in the present moment. Every small step you take toward breaking these habits brings you closer to the mental strength and clarity you deserve. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more wisdom and motivation. May you find peace and strength on your journey to becoming your best self. Take care and see you in the next video.